Hi everybody, I'm Anne, and today I just wanted to share a couple thoughts on this. This is a product by Tortoise Gear called the Firefly. You have definitely seen this before. If you watch my channel, there's no way you haven't already seen reviews on this. I'm not going to review it. If you want to know more about this, there are some fantastic reviews out there. Just search for the Firefly Victorinox mod. It is, if you're not familiar, a really tiny fire steel, and it slips right into the place where the toothpick usually goes on your Victorinox knife. It works in everything over, so not including a 74 millimeter, but like an 84, 85, 91, and 111. It works in fantastically, and actually, if you put it in the rescue tool, ooh, it looks great. It's almost the same color, and if you happen to be a firefighter who has watched Backdraft too many times, this might become your absolutely favorite tool. But interestingly, what it does not fit in, and it's kind of weird because the other toothpicks actually are shareable in here, but it does not fit in the Rangergrip series. So if you have a 130 millimeter Rangergrip knife, you cannot actually get the long Firefly to fit all the way in. And I don't know if the short one would fit in. I've actually carried it in this. It fits fairly tightly and I have not lost it. So I assume it must be that it narrows at the bottom and actually requires the taper at the tip of the toothpick there, because you can see the tips there are different. And it is, I guess, a little bit longer too. A lot of times on YouTube, you are going to see people starting a fire with a fire steel such as this, and it's going to go really, really easily. So I am sharing with you now a video of me starting a fire with the fire steel, and it does not go super smoothly. It didn't really go super smoothly at all. It went fine. I didn't feel bad about it, but having come back to town from camping, I looked at some videos of other people using their fire steel, and I was kind of like, ooh, this is embarrassing. I shouldn't put that out there. But you know what? I'm putting it out there on purpose, because if you are somebody who has tried to use a fire steel and it hasn't gone very well, I mean, at least you might not be in good company, but at least you have company. I am there with you. The other thing I noticed when I was thinking about this is that getting the spark to the tinder and getting the tinder to light, you know, honestly, that's rarely a difficult thing. The difficult thing are the next steps that happen when you're trying to get the fire up and going. Now, I actually had an exception on this trip. I was using kiln-dried firewood, and so I got a really fantastic fire going very easily with a minimum of having to like get larger and larger size pieces to put on the fire until I really could get it rolling. But that usually isn't the case. I mean, most of the time, if you're going to be starting a fire, especially if you're thinking of this Firefly mod as like a survival tool, I mean, you'll be using whatever wood is there. And it's great if you can find dry wood, but it seems like a lot of times you can't. So to me, this is something that needs practice. Just like I need practice using the fire steel, I also could use practice going out and using like regular wet wood to get fires started. I actually do start a lot of fires, but I'll tell you what, I use a device that you stick into the wood and see what percentage of moisture is in the wood. And that's really helpful when you're using a fireplace insert, which is what we have. But just starting a fire with wood that I find somewhere, I mean, I think I would find that fairly challenging. So if you are someone who has or wants a Firefly fire steel on your Swiss Army knife, that might be a worthwhile practice endeavor. And you know what? It'd be a lot of fun to go out and go camping, find some wood, get some fires started. Obviously follow the laws wherever you are camping, because some places do not allow you to actually collect wood out there. There will be a link for the Tortoise Gear items in the description box below, but do consider kind of the cost when you're looking at this. I think it's great to have. I think it's extremely well made. I'm happy I have it. It may not be for everybody in every situation. What are the chances you're going to need to start a fire in an emergency and you really don't want to carry a lighter with you, or your lighter's gone out? Well, there's the fire we got started in the fire ring there. So I'm trying to get Finn in camera, but he just wants tummy rubs.